My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 2nd, 2023. It is 1:03 a.m. I have a lot to share with you. Yesterday I didn't record anything. I was not in the mood. I was up. I was on Twitter. I started watching videos about animals and I got so lazy afterward. I didn't record anything. I gathered some stuff to share with you. This is the first tweet. And they want you to believe that at no point taxpayers funded security or lodging was put to use during this affair. There's the rolling eye. Okay, so she retweeted this. Queen Camilla joined King Charles for foreign tryst during his marriage to Princess Diana, a former royal pilot has said. Okay, so let me read the comment under Henry VIII and then I'll go into LBC's tweet, the one that she retweeted. Okay, no, but obviously this is fine because Diana cheated first. There's the rolling eye. So there's me, he responded a few minutes ago when I saw that comment. I said, thank God Princess Diana told her own story. She begged the queen to get her husband back.
That ate away at her.
By 1985, Diana told Sutherland she had had enough.
So I went to the top lady.
The top lady, otherwise known as Her Majesty. It was a bold move. According to Morton, Diana was in awe of her mother-in-law and terrified of her as well.
But if Diana had hoped to get support from the Queen, she was sorely disappointed. According to the princess, the Queen turned a cold shoulder to her appeal for help.
The princess described an emotional scene inside the walls of Buckingham Palace.
And I was sobbing and I said, what do I do? I'm coming to you, what do I do? And she said, I don't know what you should do. John was hopeless. And that was it. That was help.
She confronted Camilla to leave her husband.
So I said, Camilla, you like to sit down. So we sat down and I was terrified of her. And I said, Camilla, I'd just like to know that I know exactly what's going on. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, I know what's going on between you and Charles. And I just want you to know that. And she said to me, very interesting, she said to me, you've got everything you've ever wanted. All the men in the world fall in love with you. You've got two beautiful children, what more would you want? And I didn't believe what she said anyway. So I said, I want my husband. And she said, well, and she looked down the whole time. I said to Camilla, I'm sorry I'm in the way. I obviously am in the way. And it must be hell for both of you. But I didn't know what's going on, don't you? No, I need you.
But okay, I'll take Princess Diana's version. Let's see, there's 3 comments under hers. I just read mine. Okay, supposedly cheating first when Diana married him as a 19-year-old virgin, and he never stopped screwing around with Humila while he was engaged and then married. Yeah, there's that thing. But no, it didn't take the night before. It was during lunchtime. Go, it's an insult to us all that he's even suggesting that. I mean, when he put his people out there to spread lies,
Mrs. Buggles is a great friend of mine. I have a large number of friends. I'm terribly lucky to have so many friends who I think are wonderful and make the whole difference to my life, which would become intolerable otherwise.
My goodness. Let me go into what Henry retweeted. Okay, Queen Camilla joined King Charles for foreign tryst during his marriage to Princess Diana, a former royal pilot has said. Camilla jetted to meet married Charles. I don't know. Is that a video or is it some sort of, I don't know. Okay, Diana's death was either conveniently coincidental or, okay, stop calling her queen. Okay, the queen of yours certainly has a reputation to uphold. Carmen doesn't play on Twitter. I don't want to mess with her. Oh my god, there's this. They're both disgusting, immoral people. She was also married, shameless, immoral. She fixed her spelling. Alright, so there's more about this. I mean, Charles wants to convince people what he wants. Okay, but people have their own mind. I don't know. He probably thinks he's the most genius person in the world. Oh, there's this again. I retweeted. I put it twice. But people know the truth. All right, next tweet. There's this here. Good. Shut him up. Once again, was it Georgiou destroyed then Wootton? Okay, said little man. 26 seconds. Let's listen.
By herself. And also, Meghan hasn't published a book. Harry has.
Yet.
So blame Harry rather than focusing on Meghan. And actually, the reason why you focus on Meghan is because she sells newspapers. That's why she's lucrative.
Oh, please.
And if she'd have turned up to this coronation, the only people who are annoyed that she's not turned up to this coronation are the people who can't make money from her. Because she would have come,
now, do you know
showed off her actions. It would have
I'm
made
delighted
media.
because it will mean the focus is on King Charles. Final word to you, Ingrid.
By herself. And also, Meghan.
Listen to the part where he said, yet. She hasn't written a book yet.
Meghan hasn't published a book. Harry has.
Yet.
So blame Harry rather than focusing on Meghan.
I wonder what he had said before that, because this is the only clip that I have here. Let's see here. Meghan is entitled to publish a book if she pleases. Exactly. Okay, let him take the challenge not to talk or write about Meghan for months. He can't because it will affect his financially. Get this, I have it bookmark at the end of this video. Okay, I'll come over it. Well, I might have to do 2 videos because I have a lot of tweets, so let's listen to it. Oh, what happened now? Oh, did they mess up? It was just playing. Oh, what happened now? They're singing for them to shove their coronation up their ass. Alright, I'll talk more into that when I get to the part where I bookmark it. Okay, so the focus won't be on King Charles III because the media will focus on Meghan to sell papers. She doesn't call them and invite them to lunch, drink, or dinner parties. Give that woman a round of applause. He can't stand being caught out, so did usual. When these people are trying to hide from the truth, cut the discussions off, then Wootton is a very, very sad little man who try hard to stay in the headlines by being a vile bully. They're all a baggage for God. What's her handle, please? I love to thank her specifically. Okay, there's that. He literally contradicted himself. He said, oh please, when she said Meghan sell papers, insinuating she doesn't, and then said he's glad she's not coming because then that means the focus will be on Charles. Like what? Why doesn't he focus on Charles then, like he says? Why does said little man then Wootton have to focus on Meghan all the time? This man is such a hypocritical bully. Okay, if he wants to focus to be on Charles, not Meghan, then why does he go on TV and discuss Meghan and not Charles? I don't know. There is something in the UK where whatever the media, the papers, or what, they don't question things like this. They take them. They could easily say something, oh, the sky is blue right now, and then someone else come and say the sky is green. They believe each one of them for some reason. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm sorry for the good ones, the good Brits out there. I see some of their comments who usually come out and say, you know, put their own truth out there, reality out there. That's the only way I could put it. Their own reality out there, which makes sense. But it seems like the majority of the UK take these things as fact. Whatever the media says, the papers, radios, you name it. It is very scary. And this is why the establishment feel comfortable to spew their nonsense. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Okay, there's this. The last thing on earth Harry should ever do is give his family his flight and accommodation plans. Tell them nothing. My hope is he will cancel, but that's just wishful thinking on my part. Okay, so she retweeted this, or he, I don't know. Okay, the royal family are leaking to the Daily Mail that they are frustrated that Prince Harry hasn't given them his flight and accommodation detail. I mean, why would he tell them? The only thing that they need to know, he already told them, yes, I'm coming, and he's the only one who's coming. That's all you need to know. Okay, how is it their business? He doesn't work for you. You don't provide him security. Just tell him what time to be at the Abbey. Okay, mine's too. Okay, I'm wishing the same, meaning that that he doesn't come, he doesn't show up. Okay, the palace hasn't stopped leaking against him for 1 second, and now they want his travel plans so they can leak that too. It screams red flag. I mean, just, well, the other day, well, I will not say the other day, I listened to my video. It has been done before. It seems like the more thing that I thought I said in the video wasn't in it, because there was so much more that I felt like I should have said, but I didn't say. Falcons Sam, there's a thumbs up, agree. Let's go into that and see what other people are saying. So they can dine on him. No thanks. I mean, like I said, it has been done before. They've been at it. The papers, okay, knowing that he's not pulling back from the lawsuit, this is the thing that they're really focusing on. This is the thing that they probably, that I've said as my humble opinion, they probably pay William an extra bucks, okay, for him to stop pursuing the lawsuit. So now that they know that they don't have control over Harry, so they doing all they can to get information out of him. And it is so sad to see this is what these people have become. Very sad on both sides of the family. When I say both sides, I mean Meghan's family and Harry's family. To see, I mean, Harry's family is not a surprise because, how will I say not surprise? The kind of things we know, and they have people everywhere to prevent the truth from coming out.
A great friend of mine. I have a large number of friends.
So people still know the truth, but it was never confirmed. Let me leave that topic alone. So much to say. Let me leave that topic alone. I hope I don't come back to it. It's not safe for him to do that. He can't trust those people. And they took away his home in the UK. Yeah, because they wanted him closer so they could do whatever they want. Alright, because what I've said when I first heard about the Frogmore thing, where they take it away and they want him to sleep somewhere. If he wants to, he could come in the palace or whatever. It's for them to know every move, or once he's under the umbrella of the palace, they have full control. So Harry won't be able to do anything. Alright, exactly. Why should Prince Harry give them those details? Just so they can sell it to their news outlet. Puppet Masters had Tempon King not evicted them from a home they paid £12.4 million of their own money to renovate. They have known where he'd be staying. Toxic family. All this is the tunnel vision. When they plan on doing something, they only see their objective, but yet they don't take into account, if they do certain things, what could be the possibility of something else might happen, the ripple effect of their move, this kind of thing. So they only thought that, okay, Harry has no place to go, he'll come and sleep where we tell him to sleep and all of that. I mean, and then the people in the UK don't question that. Don't question that when Harry literally pay his own money for that. And the reason that he felt like he should pay his own money to renovate it, not only he didn't want to give people his information when he thought and his wife thought they were working well, is the fact that it belongs to them. If they knew that it was rented or something like that, there's no reason for you to spend your money. Nobody spend their own money on their on rental property like that. Okay, you let the owner of the property do it, or you just take it as is. But it was a gift. But anyway, does the UK royal family need to leak at this point? The media may have asked for info, formally, informally, and have been informed by the contact that they have no idea. The media goes ahead and create headlines and stories. These people write fiction for consumption in the name of news. No, the reason why they want to know what's going on, the lawsuit. Okay, the lawsuit that's going on with Harry and the tabloid, they don't want it to continue because they know, okay, in my humble opinion, okay, I don't know how they feel or how they think, but the assumption is that they know that they are guilty of what Harry is accusing them of. So these people have no human feeling, so they want, I don't want to say it, but you could assume what they prefer would happen to Harry because they already have the brother on their side already. Okay, I have a strong feeling he'll come Saturday morning and leave in the afternoon. My thing is, I would love for him to come with, I think First Lady Jill Biden is coming. Hopefully he come with her and live with her. That's all I'm hoping. Okay, be funny if Meghan, Archie, Lily or at the Spencer's estate for a birthday party while Harry pops up to the Abbey for a few minutes to swear truth allegiance. You can shove your coronation up your ass as the TV camera zoom in on Harry. Can you imagine that? He comes when it's time to pledge allegiance or whatever to the king, and he does his thing and then leave. Okay, seriously, why is Daily Fair interesting with Prince Harry's means of transport or his accommodation? I just hope one day it slip out of their mouth of the truth or something. Let me send this to the universe for them to by accident say what they intended of doing. Okay, I can't wait for him to be at the Abbey and bounce right after. Okay, they want to ensure he doesn't get a good publicity whilst he is in London. Harry is very popular with the people in London. This also, all those things are security related, and why will any of those things need to be public interest or concern? That's right. Okay, they want the police his whereabouts after they evicted him from his base in the UK. Royal family of stalkers. Let's go to the next tweet, and I think there's more. Oh, I read everything. I didn't want to scroll up, but I read everything. Next tweet. Okay, I'm so glad Princess Diana told her story before she was taken out. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. What is this part before she was taken out? Okay, we will never believe their version of yours. Okay, we will never believe their version of your story, Queen Princess Diana. Damn, look at her leg. Look at her leg. And she was very tall too. Look at this. You could see she was very interesting into what's going on. There's a picture of Harry sometime I see. This is what I get here from Harry's. Maybe Harry was probably a little bit that. I don't know why I have it, but I could see that picture in my head. Harry was probably maybe 12, 10, between 10 and 12. Okay, let's see here. These two vile cheating scum will be the head of the Church of England. Just gross. Okay, Queen Camilla joined King Charles for first. That's the thing that I was reading earlier. Tryst during. Is it tryst or tryst? During his marriage to Princess Diana, a former royal pilot has said. Okay, Lord Diana was too stylish and stunning. That is some beautiful legs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Leg crossing. Yep, 100% thumbs up. Princess Diana was OG of color blacking fashion. Original. Okay, wow. That pretty leg crossing, was she attacked by that? Was she attacked by that? Okay, a real queen. There's this, I swear to God. Okay, this may not be the time or place, but she had great legs. Yeah, everybody's saying it. She was beautiful soul. She was a beautiful soul, but was cited in divorce papers before her own divorce. Will calling being one. They were both hoping the marriage will work out, but it didn't. Charles had one great love, but was pressured into marriage to continue the line. I watched Channel 5 yesterday promoting Camilla. At the end, the commentator said that in time people will accept Charles and Camilla's love story. But the thing is that, okay, we cannot force anybody to love anybody. Okay, that's fine. But the fact that Charles lied to Princess Diana, this is the part I cannot ever forgive them for. That He lied to Princess Diana, making her believe that he loved her for marriage. Okay? And then meanwhile, he was doing all of this stuff. This cannot be accepted. This cannot be accepted at all. And then things that we've heard, the papers that says other things that, Camilla chose Princess Diana, is like they were fishing out who Charles should be with, so they could manipulate. If everything were said up front and Princess Diana knew the deal, okay, I don't love you, but I just want you to produce for the firm and all of that. If she agreed, yay. If she doesn't agree, find someone else. But don't lie to her, manipulate her, abuse her, and then trash her on world stage. This is not acceptable. This part I will never accept. Okay, if Princess Diana had agreed to that term, okay, if Charles was upfront, if he was man enough and said his full intention, because his family didn't want him to marry the other one, and you could see why. Okay, you could see why they didn't want him to marry her, meaning Camilla. Okay, but if he had been upfront to Diana and said, Diana, my family doesn't want me to marry the person I wanted to, but they're okay with you, can you please do that? Whatever the deal might have been, most likely she will say no, or there's a possibility she would have said yes. Okay, knowing the fact that this was the deal where you could be with somebody else, okay, but don't be in public with that person. You could do whatever. We could even accommodate for you to be with that person, blah, 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 blah. Because they all have done it. All the men in the royal family have done it. But if the agreement was there, guess what? I will not give a damn because she agreed to it. But you lie to her, manipulate her, lie, and cheat, and say all sort of stuff on world stage. It's not acceptable. It is not acceptable. Okay, all right, so let's see here. Let's finish it. That might be, however, was it necessary to destroy Diana and hurt Harry in the process? That I find it hard to reconcile. You see, I didn't even finish that part. This is the same thing that I believe. Taken out, I know. There's a laugh. Definitely glad. Faced it, they killed her. Beautiful Queen of Hearts. Yeah, they probably did that. They used her, humiliate her, all sort of negative thing you could think of. Okay, and then this happened, and then pretend that what did they say when she passed? The Queen didn't even want to come out to say something. They had to force her to come out so she could, you know, to heal the country or whatever. The people in the forget all about that. My goodness. All right, next tweet. History is absolutely important and must be documented by who is a part of it. Imagine the lies if we didn't have Diana and her own words. Thank God we now have Meghan's own word. Looking forward to Princess Meghan's memoir someday. Yeah, she needs to write her own version. She probably already wrote it and she's just waiting for a specific time for that. All right, 46 seconds. Let's hear what she has to say.
I think generally speaking, regardless of how you feel about it, whether you're on team like Harry and Meghan or whether you're on team royal family, what I really love about this is that there is now an alternative narrative.
That's right.
You know, my father always says history was written by those who won. And when you look at all the history books in our schools, you don't get the other side. You don't get the indigenous textbook. You don't get all the conquered people.
She's spot on. That is true.
And quite frankly, this is the lineage of the family that has conquered many corners, if not every corner of this world. And they get to write all the textbooks because they're the winners. Yeah. And here's what Harry's narrative, whether you believe him or not, doesn't matter. There is now in the annals of the history books going to be an alternative narrative.
That's
I think
right.
Generally,
she's spot on. She's spot on. I feel like I saw that video before. I didn't listen to it when I bookmarked it for me to share with you now, but I think now that I listened to it, I think I shared it before. Okay, that's why it's important. That's why it's so important that Meghan writes her own story from her perspective and experience. She married into a historic royal family, and they've already trying to define her as a bully and much more. Set the record straight, Meghan, but I think she'll wait a few years. I have a feeling she's writing it now. She's writing it now while everything, emotion, feelings are all there. Okay, the sooner the better, so you could captivate the moment that happened, how you were feeling, what you were thinking, and some things like that. So it's fresh. So she probably writing it right now, but waiting a perfect time to release it. Well said. And then I think also certain perspective and Harry's book, and where, for instance, the first time they met, how Harry explained his version, how he felt, you know, the whole thing when he first saw her, and how his conveyor belt have stopped and all of that. Now Meghan could give a different perspective of that. Okay, her perspective from the other side, how she saw Harry, this kind of thing. That would be nice to juxtapose both of these stories together. That would be nice to hear both sides, okay, their version of first sight of seeing each other. Okay, well said. And that's what Harry said. And Stephen Colbert, quote, "It's important that history get it right," quote. Okay, at Melissa, was it Melissa Grello? Thank you, C, much for your in-depth wisdom on this. Where is this lady so I can pay her homage, because truer word have never been spoken. The history of this family has been one-sided for so long. She's right. Whether you believe Harry or not, posterity can no longer narrate this story without Harry's account. Excellent point. 100. Look what they did to Princess Diana. Okay, you don't get the Nazis textbooks either. There's a video I have on PYTE where this black German, she was born in Germany. Her father was from African country. I don't remember which country. She said before Hitler came into power, she had great relationship with everybody, Jews, you name it. But once Hitler come, you know, trying to how do you call this, categorize people and all of that, and then they then, you know, take schools away and textbooks and all of that, and there were still some white teachers who were still willing to teach her, even though the laws have been put in place to prevent her from learning. Okay, so that's that. Next week, okay, Wood Harry has zero respect for his own father and the royal family. Respect goes both ways. Okay, since Harry was a child, he was never been respected, okay, by the royal family, with the exception of his mother. When his mother passed, completely respect went out the window. They use him, they abuse him. He was the scapegoat of the family. Okay, so respect goes both ways. So Harry has children now. Okay, he needs to set an example for his children, because one of the things he said, okay, he doesn't want history to repeat itself. He wants to stop that kind of cycle that happened to him. So he put a stop to it, because he was the one who was receiving the negative aspect at the end of the stick. So he doesn't want his children to go through that. So he needs to set an example. The minute he become a father, I think all the abuse have stopped for him. He's not gonna take it. But the royal family, because they've been immune of abusing Harry, they don't want it to stop, because they never been how do you call this, accountable for their own action. But Harry said that's enough. Okay, that's enough. It's not gonna happen anymore. And it's very sad that people who don't even grew up in the inside the wall of the palace to see that this is something that someone should experience, whether Harry was a warrior or not. It doesn't matter. The fact that this is a human being, this should not be taking place. And then to have that mindset and forget everything that has happened. Okay, don't take into consideration everything that have happened to say, oh, what did he say here? Rude Harry has zero respect for his own father. And then Harry hasn't said anything that will disrespect his family. Okay, for the amount of abuse that Harry has taken, okay, he hasn't said anything to abuse his family. So I don't know where this person is coming with that perspective. Okay, Rude Harry has zero respect for his own father and royal family. Like I said, respect goes both ways. Harry have been very mild toward his family, So I don't know what this guy is talking about. Okay, he has become a shallow and bitter narcissist with a vendetta against the British monarchy. No, he hasn't. Right now, if he did, he could have sued them. Okay, he's suing the papers, the people who intercept his information, who, how do you call this, phone hacking and all of this. Okay, so I don't know what these people are talking about. Or this guy, who is he? Niall Garner, foreign policy analysis, former aide to Margaret Thatcher. I mean, you would have thought someone who have held that high position would have common sense. What the hell is this guy talking about? Okay, let's read his nonsense one more time. I didn't even finish it, but let's start all over. Rude Harry has zero respect for his own father and royal family. He has become a shallow and bitter narcissist with a vendetta against the British monarchy, while he and Meghan profit of the royal titles. I mean, you forgot that Harry said that he offered for them to take his title. They didn't take it. Wasn't there a petition to take his title? You forget all about that, and they rejected it. So Harry needs to live his life. You forget that in order to survive, you need to make your own money, right? So how is Harry supposed to survive when specifically he's not taking taxpayers' money? It's very sad to see people in high position like that don't have the brain cell to think logically and then to spew this nonsense out there. And this is one of the things Harry said that, not Harry, Meghan have said, with a platform, it comes with great responsibilities, which she takes very seriously. These people have a platform. How many people who's following him? Was it 41.6 thousand followers? This is the vile nonsense he's spewing into those minds. God, baggage for you. Okay, so he retweeted this, a Daily Mail. Oh, no wonder why. Okay, no wonder why. Okay, Prince Harry plans to be on a plane back to the US just 2 hours after his father's coronation. How do you know? Harry doesn't tell those kind of things. Oh God. Okay, he should stay at home. He's coming because he needs pictures of him seen with the royals, all about himself, his own interests. Hypocrite after everything he has said and done. Well, that was his perspective. Okay, my goodness, after everything he has said and done, he should be banned and removed of the line of succession. Ungrateful, disrespectful, and a liar. Wow. And a liar. Why did he say that was a lie? Let's go into that. Okay, but he won't be seen with the royal as I thought. They were all going to shun him, not be seen with him. They were to ignore him, but watch the media fight each other for photos of him. In the meantime, Meghan will probably be taping the coronation back at home so he can add to their next NF show. Okay, so what? So what? Okay, wow, such hatred for your prince. Why shouldn't he be there? Haha, what a pathetic tweet. I'm telling you. Okay, how old are you again? Right? He should have just taken the despicable way he was treated by his own family and kept his mouth shut. Okay, explains this. He needs pictures with the royal nonsense. Honestly, silly, ridiculous accusation with absolute... when you read these people, thing is completely ridiculous. Let's see. His father has zero respect for his son and grandson out of 29 days available in May. Yeah, I forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. Okay, he specifically chose Archie's birthday and took away the safe place in UK. What was he expecting? Okay, there's that, blah, blah, blah. Which is it? Should he just stay home or go? You people can't seem to make up your freaking mind, and you can't have it both ways. Okay, rude Harry. There's the question mark. Good. Now everyone can relax and not worry about Harry and us recording any conversation. Alright, so there's that. Because I think Harry said he's just gonna go to the ceremony and he's not gonna go to the whatever they're gonna have afterward. Because they're saying all sort of things. It's like they're giving reason for him not to show up. Alright, next tweet. So I bookmarked my... this. Okay, so I bookmarked mine. When I saw this picture, it looks very sad. Very, very sad. And this is what I say here. I didn't watch that interview. Looking at this picture, I truly feel sorry for our sis Meghan. May God continue to give Miss Doria good health and be Meghan's anchor. They all could have had good relationship with Meghan and her kids if they didn't do and continue to do what they do to her. Said, I hope Meghan understand it's not her fault. Alright, so there's this here. I think that was after the interview that they did. Okay, so this is the original tweet. I'm taking this opportunity to thank the squaddies. I won't mention your names. I know you are still traumatized by the experience by sitting through this so-called last bombshell interview by the Markles, although I have been told Markle Jr. said, quote, we won't go away. Markle Sr., what the hell? How the hell was she able to write all of this? Is this 140 characters? And then I can't even write my full thought on one tweet. I have to turn certain words into numbers. Where's my tweet? Look at this. I had to turn certain things. And she write a whole freaking biography? What? Oh, there's a blue check. Maybe they gave her more. Okay, maybe that's why. Okay. I'm like, now I'm jealous. Not that I don't care. I could write several tweets to finish my thought. But I like to put everything on one tweet. Anyway, let's continue. I was just surprised the amount of wordings here because you see mine here. Where is it? I just saw. Forget it. Let's get back to that. Okay, Markle Sr. wants to know how he can fix the relationship between himself and Meghan. Doing more interview will definitely fix it. That's the thinking face. The Rangers are disappointed because GB News promoted this mess as a bombshell interview, so they all sat through it and got nothing new. Just go away. Meghan wants nothing to do with you all. She has chosen her family, and that includes Prince Harry and her beautiful children, Doria, their dogs, the chickens, and all their global supporters. Samantha, maybe it's time to reconcile with your own children who at this present time want nothing to do with you. I'm surprised the presenter of this so-called bombshell interview then asked about Markle Sr. or the grandchildren. I mean, I don't know. Just looking at this, just sad. It is very sad. Just sad. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to. If you see what's there, you see what's there because it's sad. It's really sad. And this is why I say, oh, there's my comment here. This is why I say here, okay, I hope Meghan understand it's not her fault. She didn't do anything to deserve this. My God, my God. All right. Next tweet. This is a TikTok talking about the interview. Okay, I feel so bad for Meghan for having a terrible father like Tom. I don't care about the other two because they don't even know Meghan and anything. They say is irrelevant, but it must hurt to be betrayed by your own father. I'm glad she has Harry. We love you, Meghan. Harry. Okay, let's see here. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, probably screenshot of this.
Meghan folks, they all have questionable or shady backgrounds, and they all love to project their own internal insecurities and their issues onto her. Which leads me to today's topic. This is Meghan's father's side of the family, the Markles. Don't they look like a happy bunch? Also, they have an interview that's coming out. Let's take a look.
Dad's deathbed plea to the daughter he lost. How can I fix this?
Another deathbed plea? This was an article from 2021. How many more deathbed pleas does he have? Also, I've never heard of anyone who's over 70 and overweight, suffered a major heart attack allegedly, and suffered a major stroke, and somehow the paparazzi was there to show him get into the ambulance. And then months later, he was able to do this.
Hey, sir. Go ahead.
The sound is very grainy, but I never seen that thing that he's showing here. That's from GB News. This is sad. This is sad. This is sad.
Wasn't me, but did he speak at the beginning and the very end?
Treasured memories, home truths, and secret tapes are all coming out. She would still be a waitress if it wasn't for Dad.
Just like your dad got you this 7-minute role on Matlock. Mind you, she got killed off.
I didn't know that. But I spoke about this in another video, so I'm not even gonna comment on that part.
And Samantha, you're so worried about Meghan's relationship with...
The only thing I could say about this, where she walked off the stage, there, life, just life. Life is so precious. This is where she had her health and everything. And look at her now. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
And Samantha, you're so worried about Meghan's relationship with your dad. How about you start worrying about your own parental estranged hormones with both your daughters? Not just Ashley. This daughter right here. That's 2 children.
We're not going to go away. This is going to change it.
Oh, Thomas, it seems you can't keep up with your story over the years, because you too have spoken very negatively about your father. Shall I show the receipts?
Yeah, in the early 80s, when these parties were going on, they were at our Woodland Hills house. During these parties in the early 80s, obviously my dad was there. You know, my dad would snort, cocaine, and my dad would be upstairs.
Oh, it doesn't stop there. There's more receipts.
Father, when I was growing up, was very distant. He wasn't around very much at all.
Oh no, but we haven't even gotten to the best.
Wow, this is sad. You know, I'm tired of listening to it though. My God. Okay, show us Meghan's mother's side. You know what? For the sake, because I started showing, there's 24 seconds left. Let me just finish it for you guys.
We haven't even gotten to the best part.
Later in life, when my dad told me about his trips to Thailand, we were on the subject of talking about women, and we were out having a couple of beers and shooting a game of pool, I think. He says, you can get 2 women for the weekend for $50.
But as always, it's Meghan's fault. We haven't even gotten to the best part.
That's sad. Show us Meghan's mother's side. She ghosted them too. Yeah, that's exactly that. You know what? Let's go to the next one. I'm not gonna read another comment on that one. Okay, next tweet. Okay, there's this. This is the only video you'll ever need to watch to learn about the type of parents Thomas Markle is. Any father who conspires with his daughter's hateful and racist detractors to prevent her happiness is unworthy of the daughter's love or attention. 21 seconds.
Of course, the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American Media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding. I was just part of course, the photographs were...
He was part of it. Sad. Okay, I wonder what Dovia saw in him. I mean, things happened. They were most young. So, most of us have made at least one stupid choice with men when we're young. Said that she married him, but she got out fast. Meghan made it worth it. Okay, also, well, I think I spoke about this a while back. It's just it was meant to happen in order for Meghan to come into this world. Okay, when you think about it, there is absolutely no way any woman will be able to deal with this nonsense that is going on with Harry's family. So Meghan was chosen. I spoke out. Maybe I should bring that video. Now I forget because I've done so many videos since then. There's a video I was talking how Meghan was chosen by God, and I went back and removed it. Okay, so maybe there's a reason, okay, why this union had to happen in order to produce Meghan and for Meghan to help get Harry out of this mess over there. Because like I said, everything is connected in this world. Okay, you got Princess Diana out of Harry's life since 12 years old. Okay, he was trying to find himself. He was miserable over there. Nobody really cared about his feeling or nothing. Okay, and then they keep on using him to pop up the other one. So it was meant to be, you know, just leave it as is. It was meant to be, but it's unfortunately this is what the father had turned out to be. And thank God Meghan recognized it and then distanced herself. It's when you recognize, sometimes you need to pat yourself in the back and say thank you to the Lord for you to recognize either the good, the bad, or anything in between, and then make some changes, make adjustment. And that's what Meghan did. Okay, let's see here. Most of us have, okay, I read that. Also would like to know why did he say the royals owe me? Owe him for what? The US journals now have a restraining order out on him. What? When was that? This is that old? Okay, so there's that here. Exactly. Lost interest when Dylan Howard was mentioned. Same guy who Thomas Markle named as being part of the plan was into mess up Meghan's wedding and later said the royal owes me. Those guys now have a restraining order on Thomas Markle. They just play them. It's like a contract. Okay? I'm just saying how I see it. It's like a contract the royal family has with those papers everywhere, because this is how the royal family seems to get their message across. They have people in every corners, every part of the globe. Okay,
I'm terribly lucky to have so many friends who I think are wonderful and make the whole difference to my life, which would become intolerable otherwise.
They hired them and said, do this work for me, how much you will be able to do that. And then those people who the royal have hired tricked the father, okay, making him seem like he's the most important things in the world. They groom him and this and that and make him talk, and then once they finish, get the information from him, and then they don't need him anymore. And then the contract that they did for the royal family is done. They're done with, and they move on. These are hired. They hired them to do these things. Okay, imagine stating publicly that you conspire with hateful, and then this is the thing where if you had the best interest for your own flesh and blood, your daughter, okay, if your interest, you want to protect your daughter, nothing, no amount of money will come in front of you for you to do what you did, to say anything stupid like that, and then you expect her to take it. It's the same thing that they're saying about Harry. The amount of nonsense they abuse this guy, and then they expect him to still take the abuse. Okay, imagine stating publicly that you conspire with hateful people to ruin your daughter's wedding, and still people blame Meghan for not having a relationship with him. Why did he want to ruin her wedding? Was it for money? He hasn't explained that in his many interviews. Okay, yet Daddy Dearest is asking Meghan how he can fix things while he sits his hide on a paid media show next to that lying sidewinder of a daughter, Samantha, who does nothing but lie and attack Meghan. But Meghan haters want to sell the story that Meghan is mistreated them. My goodness. Okay, playing the victim again. Last time he told this story, he said Scammy was conned and convinced him to do the photos. Meghan called him to ask him to stop talking to the media because that's what the media does, con people. But instead, he just kept going on the telly, making it worse. Alright, there's probably more comment. Let's move on. It's sad. Next tweet. Okay. There's this. New York Times Today comment section. Alright. Shiloh. Okay. I recently watched Meghan Markle's launch in 2020 for her smart work capsule clothes collection on YouTube, and it changed how I thought about the British monarchy. The video shows an American woman with experience and knowledge of business and fashion applying her skills toward a UK charity. It is very impressive. There is no way any member of the royal family could pull something like that off. Meghan clearly operates at a whole different level than the garden parties. Garden parties, ribbon cutting, and horse riding royal family. No wonder they felt deeply threatened by her and tried to bully her back into place. The royal family is a facade, a relic from an earlier time when birth, not talent, dictate success and social standing. Meghan and Diana before her pierced the fourth wall. They let a bit of equality and mediocrity and okay, at that sunshine melted the Windsors, so they shut the window on them. Wow, very interesting the way she put it. Okay, there's another one here. Probably one of the unspoken reasons why this particular coronation is not getting a muted welcome is the fact that it will not last too long. The next one will be seen a greater sense of celebration. Very interesting. Okay, is that our Maureen the voter right again? There's the laugh. That's true. There's this. Facts. Okay. Meghan is Diana's heir in every way and is both terrified and infuriates the royal family. 100% true. The minute Meghan showed what she was capable of, the royal family saw her as a problem rather than an asset. It's just that she came to work. I don't know. She didn't lie in the engagement interview. They told them they were ready to work, and Harry said there's a lot to do.
I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well is obviously a huge relief to me, because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah.
And Meghan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved in various causes, you've been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate, I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
And then the minute Meghan walked in, she went to work. And now the facade that the institution had to pretend working, pretend helping charity, pretend all of this kind of thing. Now, if Meghan could come a few seconds and did that much of a progress, and let's not forget, during the pandemic, her charities were still open. Meanwhile, the others couldn't sustain themselves. Okay? So, and then you have the other one who's been there for what? 10 years, if not more, okay, haven't showed up on her to her charities.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. I was just looking at, it's been a while since I last visited, so yeah, definitely when things get back to normal, I'd love to come and say hello to the team and everyone down there as well.
I think it was 2012 that you were last year.
It only seems like yesterday, Graham. It shows you how quickly time goes.
So Meghan came and did all of that and opened people's eyes. So there's a big no-no. And not only that, their radars went up when all of them, which was Harry, Meghan, what's the other one, Kate and William, were on stage talking about things, and Meghan was like, women don't need to find a voice, they already have it, they just need people to listen.
I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can so that I can maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact. I think what's interesting is I hear a lot of people saying, when speaking about girls' empowerment, finding and knowing their worth, or women's empowerment as well, you'll often hear people say, well, you're helping women find their voices. And I fundamentally disagree with that, because women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice, they need to feel empowered to use it, and people need to be encouraged to listen. And I think right now in the climate that we're seeing with so many campaigns, I mean, with Me Too and Time's Up, there is no better time than to really continue to shine a light on women feeling empowered and people really helping to support them, men included in that. I mean, it makes such a tremendous difference. So,
and things like that. This is where their radar went up. And then as she continued with the royal family, more thing is happening, and they even told her, slow down, be 50% less of yourself.
Told, been given advice that it would be best if she could be 50% less than she was. Wow. That was the quote. If she could be 50% less. And I remember hearing that in 2018 and said specifically to her, I don't know how you're going to survive being half of yourself.
Wow, I think it's...
Because the other ones, they don't do anything. They already have their map, their blueprint of fooling the people, and then for Meghan to come, it's a big no-no. Okay, a big no-no. So they had to put a stop to it and kick her out of there. Well, she left. They left. They were to disrupt, okay, to disrupt her progress, because they asked her to be 50% less. And how do you be 50% less of yourself? So they keep on putting roadblock, putting nonsense into the tabloids, say nonsense to prevent her from moving forward, to distract her. Okay, I mean, I don't know. The UK people, the Brits, should be very upset about that. Should be very upset about that. And I have some videos where they can't even. I have some new videos, by the way, about issues that's going on over there. They can eat, they can do all of that. But anyway, let's go to the next one.
3.7 million children went without access to enough food last year, double the year before. And so schools like this have become so much more than places of learning, but a lifeline for parents. I catch up with Hugh back in the office, where he shows me a log of the school's hardship fund, money they've lent to families.
So you're giving money to families so they can pay for their gas and electricity bills?
Yes, yeah.
Some people might be quite surprised by that.
Absolutely, but that's what it's like out there now. It's really serious. I've been here 15 years, never on this level where families were coming in having to borrow money from school to have the electric put on.
It's very sad. Or did I finish with what's there? 100% true. The minute Meghan showed what she was capable of, the royal family saw her as a problem rather than an asset. You only have to look at how they praise other royal women for being quietly supportive. Just be a shadow of what you be. What a terrible role model. But they have Kate, and yet they still, whatever. I have a video where I said on PYTE, okay, they have what they what did I call it? Just look at the screen. I'll put the thumbnails of that video. Okay, I agree. She was a missed opportunity. Jealousy is blinding. Being biracial and intelligent was more than they could handle in 2023. The young girls growing up in that family had a chance to explore possibilities through her lens rather than only aspire to be a rich man's wife. Okay, like I've always said, Meghan could have done so much, even picked up all the slack. I don't mean that disparagingly. Meghan would have stepped in and stepped up to the ad hoc, okay, challenge. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I'm slowing down a little bit. Next tweet. There's this here. The Telegraph. Duchess Meghan WME moves mean she'll end up on Elon Musk's yacht. I'm like, what the hell is this? She just because she's with sign off with WME, just because that big step, and now she could be on someone else's yacht. Can she own her own if she wants to? I mean, most likely she probably will not want to, because I know this is a huge maintenance kind of thing. You have to have that thing to be maintained. What the hell is these people thinking about? I'm going to read the first paragraph, and then the link of that will be in the description. Okay, the British media has been gagged for a full week. They couldn't believe it when the Duchess of Sussex made a surprise virtual appearance at Miss Harriman's TED Talk. They were beside themselves when Harry and Meghan booked a VIP suite to watch the NBA playoff last Monday, and the mail was hysterically melting down over the course of wine, hot dogs, and other stadium snacks. But the British press still wasn't prepared for the news that Meghan signed up with WME, one of the most powerful agencies in the world, nor were they prepared for that fact that Meghan had actually been courted by several agencies. Oh, if you watched my video, the last video that I said, where I explained, and I was like, damn, it should have been on that other video if I had come across that particular tweet that made me think of this, where I said, Meghan, the initial approach was Meghan approaching, what was it, Harry, and what was it, that other agency for what is it, for speaking engagement, right? And then where Meghan probably was the one who approached them for speaking engagement, right? Let's go into that thing. Okay, Okay, that's what was it? WME. What is this stand for again? Is it Harry Walker something Walker Agency? This in 2019 acquired world leading speaker bureau Harry Walker. That's it. Harry Walker Agency. Meghan probably initiated that. Okay, went to them and said, I would like to book up, you know, at that time they needed money, they need to get things rolling, right? And then through that, when Meghan and Harry did Archwell and all of this, and then now WME tell them, look, we could do much more for you. Okay, we could do such and such and such and such. Okay, and then I think Harry and Meghan would sign up with something Sunshine Sacks or something like that, and then they ditched them, and then WME probably proposed something to them. I said in another video. So this is what I'm thinking right now. Okay, so in this one here, this sort of somewhat confirm what I'm saying here. One of the most powerful agencies in the world, now where they prepare for the fact that Meghan had actually been courted by several agencies. Okay, this also brings to mind Mark Cuban, who says, look, he doesn't care. He doesn't care what Harry and Meghan wants to do, as long they sign up with them. They'll be like, okay, you want to work with me? I'll create anything for you, around you, whatever, anything in between. So
Harry and Meghan are incredibly marketable. I'd call them the new young Obamas. They're going to make an ungodly amount of money, and you know what? They literally could become billionaires over the next 20 years. If either of them came on Shark Tank, I wouldn't even wait for them to pitch. I'd be like, I'm in, whatever you want, yes, because they are so marketable. It'll be so easy to develop products and projects for them, with them, and around them. It'd be, yes. Can you hook it up?
Popularity of Harry and Meghan, especially the success of Spotify, okay, Archetype, the success of everything else that they've done, okay, where Harry and Meghan have done it organically by themselves. Now, to see the success that they've done all by themselves, guess what? Other high profile will want to be working with them, okay? And now, what happened here now, for them to work with Harry and Meghan, I would assume, because Meghan and Harry have already showed them what they could do by themselves. So maybe the fees for being with them probably will be less, because Meghan will be like, I really don't need you. I could do this on my own. So if they really want Harry and Meghan to be on their team, I'm sure they probably I don't know, this is where the leverage that Harry and Meghan have. This I just added. Okay, the leverage of Harry and Meghan have on these people, and said, yeah, I could take you if you could do this for this amount for me, because I could do this on my own. Okay, you see the success. I've won awards. I've done this. I've done that. Okay, I could do all of this on my own. So if you want to represent me, you know, this kind of thing. I don't know. I'm not in that business at all. I do not know 1 cent how it works. I'm just projecting my opinion here. I would assume. Okay. All right. WME is no joke, and Harry Emanuel is regularly named as one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. The British press was so shaken, it took them basically 24 hours to catch their breath. They can blatantly lie and said that this move is bad for Meghan. So now it looks like they're trying to say that it's several suspicions that Meghan will make such a brilliant move for her future, from the Telegraph. You could read that. I'll leave it in the description, the link in the description. You could you could read. All right, so back to this on Twitter. So they're saying here, Duchess Meghan WME moves mean she'll end up on Elon Musk yacht. And there's me responding here, or she can have her own yacht. Why does she need to be on somebody else's yacht to make it seem like she made it? What? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, all black people look alike at the Telegraph. Meghan will end up on her own yacht. That's it. Yeah, I think you nailed this one on the Paltrow Witherspoon career trajectory comparison. That, combined with intermingled her work on social issues through both her non-profit and for-profit work, make perfect sense for her. Okay, this is a woman on her way. They're becoming a billionaire, and you're talking about Elon Musk yacht. When you don't have big dreams, you limit other people's. Dream bigger, please. Meghan is not your mate. Okay. Well, Camilla been a billionaire yacht. I don't remember them complaining. Alright, after this, that's it. Hope this could mean that Elon Musk will get rid of all the hater bots and trolls attacking the Sussexes 24 hours, 7 days on Twitter. Don't trust Elon Musk completely. Hope an ironclad agreement is created so Elon Musk won't go back on his word. Just speculation, in my opinion. I honestly believe the Sussex is leaving Britain, now Fragmore gone and this WME signing they done after coronation. The British media will literally burn the institution to the ground because of all the losses they've taken from this couple. Okay, they don't care at this point. What they mean is Elon Musk is going to be asking for an invite into Meghan's yacht. What is it? That money that William just, that agreement he made with the papers, once they done with the institution, now the truth is gonna come out and William can't say shit. He won't be able to say a damn thing because he already eliminate himself. Okay, he's gonna learn the hard way. Okay, what they mean is Elon Musk is going to ask for an invite onto Meghan yacht. The yacht is her natural habit. Okay, the yacht is her natural habitat, is a dig because her haters falsely accuse Meghan of being a yacht girl, except the yacht girls is actually Wady Katie. Nevertheless, Elon John has a yacht, so if Meghan and Harry want to hang out on a yacht and Belize, where it often is, it will be Elon's. Okay, whatever, this is nonsense now. I might have to make this into 2 videos because I'm an hour now.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
We ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.